How do you see the week that was?
It's been an exciting week. We have our headquarters here is in San Francisco. We're not just a couple blocks away from you guys. We've had teams working 24/7. We think this is a really momentous kind of week and occasion for the space, and we're really focused on serving our customers and keeping our exchange up and stable.
So what are you expecting with the CME starting in a matter of days?
More and more institutional interest. So I think what's so exciting around watching the maturation of the space with things like crypto derivatives is it's really driving in a whole new level of customers for us. So we're moving beyond just the retail trader, the smaller crypto hedge funds. We are seeing now mainstream Wall Street firms like prop traders, hedge funds, market makers. They're entering the space, and they're entering it very quickly.
Given that it seems to be sort of perceived, Bitcoin that is, as a store of value and as a speculative investment, and a sort of a new kind of commodity, is it, in your opinion, likely that that can remain the case even as Bitcoin still has relatively little utility outside of the tradable asset world?
Well, I think it's a great question. I would kind of push back and say I think we're seeing every day greater and greater utility in this new asset class. So there's a lot of focus on Bitcoin, but Bitcoin's just one example of the dozen, if not hundreds, of other digital currencies out there. And right now, most people are using Bitcoin as a store of value, absolutely. And there's a lot of speculative value that's baked inside of that as people look at, you can now use Bitcoin as a way to send value to anyone, anywhere in the world, just like sending an email. That to me is really incredible and very powerful, but you're absolutely right. We're in the early days, we're seeing a lot of developer interest, and we're seeing more and more use cases come out, but we're not quite there yet, but I think we're headed in the right direction.
All of this interest does impact Coinbase and GDAX. I mean, at one point, you guys were the biggest cryptocurrency exchange out there.
Right.
Now you're the 7th. So, how does this hurt you versus help?
I think we have a long-term macro view on the space, right? Day in and day out, the market share numbers are going to change. What's important to us is that we're offering a safe and trusted platform to really attract the professional trader. For earlier this week, you kind of alluded to, we were the largest exchange in the world, and we did over $4 billion of trading volume in one 24-hour span. That's a huge accomplishment, but again, we're in the very early days. To us, we want to be trading in the tens of billions before we can really start to say we've made it.
So give us some numbers on the growth that you're seeing on your platform.
Yeah, so we talk a lot about the kind of trading volume, and we've seen that grow by orders of magnitude over the last year. We've also seen our user count increase by tens of thousands of customers, if not millions, on our retail platform. But we're also watching the activity, right? So the Bitcoin network itself, which is not a part of Coinbase, but the larger ecosystem, continues to see more daily throughput, more transactions. So not only is our company growing with the industry, but so is the actual technology itself.
And I'm curious for David's thoughts on this, but I'll ask you first. David Marcus, the head of Facebook Messenger, formerly head of PayPal, has joined your board. What does he bring?
He brings a lot of expertise and a lot of strategic vision. So just came out of a board meeting earlier today, of which David was a part of, and he's a fantastic resource for us to call on, ask for advice. He's been through companies of hyper growth and scaling, and he's really helping us kind of make sure we know what we're doing and headed in the right direction.